everybody, David here, and today is my superhero TV podcast or show or whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. I am going to be talking about the superhero TV shows of the week. That's what I do every Saturday. I like to talk about these shows that I love, and usually it's the superhero shows. I like other shows too, like Stranger Things and 13 Reasons Why is okay, and there's probably a couple of Supernatural, although I haven't been keeping up with Supernatural. I've been way too busy focusing on this show and these shows and movies that I really love. I will catch up on Supernatural, but even if I do, you guys won't know about it because I don't do a podcast for Supernatural. And I don't think I'm heavily invested in that show as I am with these shows. That's why I like talking about these ones a lot more. Supernatural is cool, but it's not one that, I don't have to talk about it with anybody. Let's get right into this. Black Lightning is our first show today. We have Black Lightning episode. Let me hold on a second. I'm getting there. Black Lightning season 2, episode 7. The Sange. Remember, I'm always a week behind from the cable show. So whatever happened on the newest episode that happened on cable, I don't know. I watch the show on Netflix, which always comes a week later. So I'm a week behind on whatever episode whatever episode was aired on cable is different from the one that's on Netflix. The Looker and her gang, her clan attacked Black Lightning and Thunder. They tried to get her to release the Sange. Jennifer and Khalil continued to grow closer. I'm going to be honest, I do not remember this episode too much. I enjoyed it. I remember enjoying the episode. I do remember bits and pieces, like the Khalil and Jennifer situation. I remember, like there was a scene where Khalil even says, "Hey, maybe we can have some babies one day," and Jennifer's like, "You better slow down there for a second." And I was like, "Yeah, you better slow down. I mean, you tried to kill her father last season. I think it's bad timing for you to talk about babies in a time, let maybe 2-3 years go by first, and then you can be talking about your babies." And then we also have Jefferson finding Gamby. I remember that too pretty clearly. Obviously Jefferson feels betrayed by it because he did find something in the episode, like a device that led him to Gamby. So I'm kind of happy that is resolved. When they killed off Gamby, I actually did think they killed him off until we learned that, Gamby's alive. Thank goodness. So I'm kind of glad that that's put on the table. I think his excuse is a little weak because, just like Jefferson said, you are family. I agree with that. So I don't know why and Gamby looked at it that way in the past too. He always looked at Jefferson's daughters as his own nieces, if you will. And so yeah, I kind of agreed with Jefferson that, like, come on, man, you should have been smarter than that. You should have confided in him, and you got a superhero as your friend. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it was a fine episode. Again, I think Black Lightning has had some really good episodes this season. Not spectacular though, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be. Not every show needs to have like spectacular episodes. As long as they're good episodes that make me come back on a week-to-week basis, that's all I care about. And Black Lightning does that good enough, so I'm happy for that. Next, let's get to Supergirl. Supergirl Season 4, Episode 8, Bunker Hill. So, Nia has a powerful dream about Agent Liberty, but refuses to look at it to look at it as a prophetic dream, and pushes it aside. After noticing something is bothering Nia, Kara enlists Brainy's help, and the two try to persuade Nia to embrace her destiny. Meanwhile, Manchester Black pays Ben Lockwood a menacing visit. This was a really good episode of Supergirl. Supergirl has been so much better than last season. Season 3 of Supergirl was a train wreck in the beginning, specifically. I feel like in the second half they did kind of pick up a little bit, but it was a little bit too late because I did feel season 3 as a whole was lackluster. This season I like a lot, even though they're being a little too political, which could drive some viewers away. For myself, who agrees with a little bit of their political choices, I have been enjoying the politicalness of this season. With Ben Lockwood, Sam Witwer is killing it. I love Sam Witwer in this role. And this is coming from a long-time Smallville fan, and if you're a Smallville fan, I've said this in previous episodes of previous shows of this, where Sam Witwer played Davis Bloom on Smallville, who would become the monstrous Doomsday. I didn't like him on Smallville. Not him as an actor, but I didn't like the way his character was used on that show. I thought it was atrocious and boring. You don't try to humanize Doomsday, but on this show, you can try to humanize this character, and show the dark side of humanity, which is what he's playing, when it comes to these political games. Yeah, I like that. Manchester Black was, not interrogating him, but went into his home, acted like the nice guy. His wife, Ben Lockwood's wife doesn't know what's going on. But Ben Lockwood does, and the interaction between those two characters was really cool. I really like seeing, because he knows, okay, this guy is dangerous, I gotta keep my wife safe, but Manchester Black is playing a different game, and he's taking advantage of the situation. I really liked all that. I did like all the Brainiac and Kara trying to help Nia discover the situation about her dream. I did not like Brainiac when he first came onto the show last season. I thought he was annoying, and I'm like, I don't like the look of this character. I still don't like his alien look, but I'm gonna admit the character has grown on me personality-wise a lot. I think he's becoming a funny character, and I really do think he's a nice addition now to the team, especially now that we lost Wynn after Wynn left last season. I felt like Jeremy Jordan got tired of the show, like, oh, this season 3 plot, man, you guys are losing it, and they got rid of him, or he left, and now Brainy has been a nice addition, taking over the Wynn spot, I guess. I think he fits in really well. I don't know how other people are feeling about Brainy, but for myself, I think, he's growing on me. I'm starting to like the actor who's playing him and the character that he is right now. So, good job, Supergirl writers. You're doing a great job with that character. Now let's go on to Legends of Tomorrow. Season 4, Episode 7, Hell No, Dolly. So, the plot synopsis is, with Rory and Ava at odds, Sarah tries to come up with a way to get them to get along, but all is put on hold when a new magical creature attacks the Legends. Constantine is forced to confront his tragic past, but it could have devastating consequences to the rest of the team. Meanwhile, Mona has a crush on someone she works with and gets some advice from Nate. So, Legends continues to be funny. It's not my favorite show this season, unfortunately, because I feel like Supergirl and Flash have improved from their previous seasons. That, unfortunately, Legends right now feels like the weakest one, but not in a bad sense. Like, it's still a good series that I'm really enjoying, but if, you know what, I don't want to say that, because who knows, my mind could change later on, because I really do like Legends a lot when it's funny. And this episode, you know, I love the Rory and Ava, you know, conflict that was going on within this episode, because it felt like Sarah, you know, introducing her girlfriend to her father. Rory felt like he was playing the father figure, which is maybe not right, but it did feel like, and she was bringing her to get approved by Dad, and Dad does not approve of Sarah's girlfriend. Not because like it's a lesbian thing, but because he just doesn't like Ava, who she is. But eventually, you know, they Ava and Rory start to work together a little bit once they discover each other a little bit more. So yeah, that all that stuff was fun. We get this possessed doll in the episode as well, which was a lot of fun, especially when the possessed doll, the demon or whatever, the spirit, infiltrated Victor Garber, what's his name? Martin Stein's puppet, which was hilarious. And then you got Martin Stein, the puppet Stein, I guess we'll call him, was attacking the Legends, and the Legends had to take him down. So there's so much craziness going on. And then you got the Mona situation. She has a crush on a creature, one of the magical creatures at work. And Nate is trying to, he gives a little bit of advice. What that kind of reminded me of, that little storyline that was going on, was Shape of Water. It reminded me a lot of The Shape of Water. This was like, are they copying The Shape of Water? Because it really did feel that way. And it pretty much was. Right down to the part where the agents come in and start abusing their powers on the creature. Definitely Shape of Water vibe was coming out of that. I shouldn't be surprised, since Mark Guggenheim, who he's not the producer of Arrow or Legends anymore, but he still seems to keep on good terms with them and keep in contact and help promote the show still. Maybe he is producer, he's just not heavily hands-on as he used to be. But he is good friends with Guillermo del Toro, because he works on Troll Hunters, which is another show that is produced by Guillermo del Toro, and Mark Guggenheim also produces that show. So that's probably where the Shape of Water aspect comes in. It's nice. It was nice. I thought it was good. So, and the Constantine stuff. The Constantine stuff was probably my least favorite stuff in the episode. I didn't get anything from that. That's all. I'll leave it at that. Moving on to Arrow, season 7. Guys, we're on season 7 of Arrow. This is crazy. Season 7, episode 8, Unmasked. Felicity stands by her recent decisions regarding her family. Meanwhile, Diggle and Lila continue to look into the Dante painting that Curtis found. I do not remember that part happening. I don't know why. I do remember something about Diggle and Lila that I'll get into right now. Let's talk about it. Apparently Diaz is still alive. What the fuck? After that crazy situation in the prison, you think that Diaz, I thought Diaz was dead, but it looks like nope, he's still alive, and Argus has him. The whole Felicity situation could have gotten annoying, but I'm glad it didn't. And this could be hinting that maybe Oliver and Felicity's relationship maybe won't last as long as we might all think. Now, I know they kind of made amends in the episode, but still, I do think it's an open wound now that more could come in. I hope it doesn't get too soap opera-y. That's the only thing that I'm hoping the show will stay away from, but you'll never know. Because, Felicity used a gun, and I think she shot somebody in this episode as well. It was great seeing Oliver back in costume, by the way. Feels like old times, but what's different about it is now people know about his identity. I think this is awesome. It's been something that I've been hoping the show would do ever since last season was teasing to Oliver's identity being blown open. I was campaigning all last season, do it, and now we do it. Now we get to see these new opportunities that the show could take, unlike other superhero shows, which, like The Flash, is always going to be trapped in that situation where the Flash's identity always has to be kept secret. With Arrow, you don't have to do that because it's like that in the comics, and now we're seeing the first change of pace where the Green Arrow that we all know, Oliver Queen, is going to be working with the police department. I think that's really awesome. Obviously there's a little bit of tension because the captain, I guess, doesn't approve of this, and I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. I can't wait to see how this all progresses. Because it's interesting. It's interesting. It's a different change of pace. Like, how is he going to operate with the police department? Obviously, we saw a little bit of it. And Dinah has his back, too, so it's not like everything is a total wreck. We got some flash forwards in this episode. I don't have too much of an opinion on the flash forwards of this week. Because we met a character, I think her name was Black Star. I might be getting that name wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't have much thoughts on the future stuff. I got to see more of this character, this new character that they added, to really get a full-on idea. And then finally, we do get to see the reveal of who's this new Green Arrow running around. And, I did wonder to myself if it was going to be revealed to be a woman behind the hood, and it was. What made it even more interesting is that it looks like this might be a daughter that Robert Queen never spoke of, and we're going to be learning about her very soon. So it looks like Robert Queen had an affair. Wouldn't surprise me, really. Mora also had an affair with Malcolm Merlyn, and obviously Thea became the half-daughter of Mora, or the half-sister of Oliver, because Mora was the mother and Malcolm was the father. So it doesn't surprise me too much that Robert Queen would actually have an affair as well. They definitely seem like that type of a family by this point that would have had not so great relationships. So there you go. Moving on to The Flash. The Flash season 8 episode. Season 5 episode 8. What's Past is Prologue. This is not only the 8th episode of this season, it is the 100th episode of The Flash in total. So in the 100th episode, Barry and Team Flash come up with a plan to stop Psychida. However, the plan calls for Barry and Nora to travel back in time to gather some key necessities. Meanwhile, Sherlock's suspicions about Nora continue to grow. Dun, dun, dun. Look, as far as 100 episodes go, this is not my favorite 100th episode. I've seen Arrow do it a little bit better. I've even seen Smallville do it a little bit better. This was still a good episode, though. I still enjoyed it a lot. It was cool going back in time and seeing specific moments that we've been to, specifically one moment that we've already been to again once before, which was back in season 2, where it connected back to the Pied Piper episode, I believe. And then Barry went to that time once before, and it looks like third time's a charm. But before that, we do go to the final battle with Savitar, and we do go back to a moment with Zoom, both of which were really cool moments, especially with Zoom, since the actor actually came back. I thought it was cool that we got to see all 3 speedsters, evil speedsters again. I just wish they were integrated a little bit better into the episodes. I felt Savitar was like, oh, we gotta watch him from the background but not do nothing. I thought when I heard that these villains were coming back, because this was announced like a while ago, like Tony Todd, who does the voice of Savitar or Zoom, confirmed that all 3 of these guys would be returning. I got a little excited and I thought to myself, oh good, so we're gonna see these 3 guys teaming up together and stopping Barry, and Barry and Nora have to team up and kick some ass. And that did not happen. This was like It's a Wonderful Life. Not It's a Wonderful Life. It was more like Back to the Future 2, where, you know, Marty McFly goes back to 1955, but he has to be careful because he can't cross paths with his past self. I wish they kind of were showing us a little bit more on what else was going on during those moments and times. Like, when Zoom came back, it looked like they might have been setting him up for another fight with the Barry that we know. But they didn't go there. Like, there was even the point where they were traveling in time and Zoom followed them, and then they all, like, got separated. I thought Zoom would have been back in that other time where Barry realized, oh, I came here before. I traveled back in time and came here before. I was hoping Zoom would have been there too, so that way that would have been double trouble. Like, okay, he has to try to put Zoom back in his place while maintaining the timeline here. Like, that would have been crazy. Having to try to protect that day from getting ruined before Zoom messes things up. Instead, we get a little bit more with Eobard Thawne of that time, who was still disguised as Harrison Wells, because it was during season 1. And but he's already dealing with the Barry that's already there. I just thought I thought it was cool. I just thought I wanted more from this episode. Other than that, I think the biggest thing is obviously the ending of the episode, where we find out what Nora's up to. Sherlock is doing some investigating, and he finds Nora's diary and first of all, you should never go into somebody's diary. That's rude. Second of all, I don't know how I feel about this yet. We'll see, because Nora goes into the future. Apparently she can still do that, even though she's been saying that she wanted to stay here and spend time with her dad. But it looks like whatever's going on, Nora's going to she's trying to figure out a way to bring her father out of that whatever vortex, or whatever happened to Barry in the year 2024. Nora is trying to fix it, and using the help of, we find out Eobard Thawne is still alive in 2049. So, okay. I don't know how this is going to play out. They have to be careful, because look, this could be really dumb, or this could be really cool. We'll see. That's all I can say. The fight with Cicada was pretty cool. I don't know yet. Cicada is starting to worry me a little bit on his character and where they're taking him. Killer Frost came back finally and kicked his ass. Or did she come back in the previous episode? I don't remember now. But, yeah, it was fine. I just don't know. Look, I'm going to admit this. The actor playing Cicada is not my favorite actor right now. He was from the American Pie movies. He was fine in those movies, I guess. He never really made a big impression, but look, the producers know what they're doing. They clearly got this actor because there's something in him that he has that I don't know. I don't know what to say. He's not a good actor. That's all I can say. So his daughter now, the characters all know about him, so they could just guard his daughter at the hospital while he's gone until he gets back. It's like now they know his hiding spot, so what are they going to do? What is he going to do? Who knows? We'll see. With that being said, look, this episode, I like the 100th episode. I wanted more from it, and I could have done without Cicada, personally. It didn't really give me much. This week, we got the Elseworlds crossover coming up. I'm really super excited about that. I might even do a separate review first, just because I love talking about the crossovers. And but I'll still do this next week and talk about all the episodes. The crossover is the most anticipated for me though right now, so can't wait for that. And yeah, I guess that's it. So guys, if you want to chime in below and talk about these episodes, tell me your favorite. Tell me anything that I should have talked about that I didn't. I did write some notes, but I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to say whatever comes to the top of my head, because that's the way I roll. And and I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, especially if you love these DC shows. Even if you love Marvel too. I will talk about Marvel when Marvel does something. Maybe when Punisher Season 2 comes out, that will give me something to talk about. And what's the other one? Jessica Jones Season 3, because we know that's going to come. But then Netflix is going to cancel them both. But don't worry, because the Disney streaming service has some really cool stuff for Marvel. Loki, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Winter Soldier, Falcon. So it's all coming, and I can't wait for all of that. So with that being said, until next time, take care.